अस्सलाम वालेकुम एंड हेलो। आज हमारे पास एक बहुत स्पेशल एक्टर हैं जिनका आप लोगों के हमारा इनबॉक्स फ्लडेड था। सब कह रहे थे कि कब आप इंटरव्यू कर रहे हैं, कब आप इंटरव्यू कर रहे हैं। तो जी आज हम उनसे मुलाकात कर रहे हैं स्पेशली फॉर यू। I think you guessed who it is. You loved him in Anna. You waited for him in Sabaat. And now that Sabaat is over, घर घर में बहुत सारी लड़कियां ये विश कर रही हैं कि डॉक्टर हारिस जैसे हस्बैंड उनको कहीं ना कहीं से मिल जाएं. So Usman Mukhtar, here we are with Fuchsia. Thank you so much for coming today. I know you're not so well as well. तो बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका कि आप आए. आपके फैंस इंतजार कर रहे हैं. सबात खत्म हो गया है लेकिन हमारी बातें खत्म नहीं हुई हैं. So what would you like to say first of all? One quick roundup on your thoughts on Sabaat.
Sabaat was a roller coaster ride.
जिंदगी पहेली है, जिंदगी फसाना है.
It was inside, in the drama it was filled with emotions, but outside, for me, it was also like filled with a lot of emotions, because as Pele, people weren't happy with the fact that I wasn't entering. Then when I entered, people had an issue with the therapist-patient thing. I think when that got addressed, then people weren't happy with the kind of role it was. So it was a very, very roller coaster ride, and it ended on a rather positive note. So yeah, it's been a roller coaster for me specifically.
Yes. Yeah. It's been a roller coaster for us also. But मेरा पहला सवाल ये होगा कि अगर आपको exactly यही script फिर से मिले, but you know what you know now about the roller coaster and the dips and the highs, would you do it again?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't lie. There were a lot of things that I didn't know before, so I wouldn't. I wouldn't try to. My mental health is also very important, and हम लोगों का एक ये होता है कि we make somebody feel very special in 1 second, and then we make them feel completely useless in this, next second. So I mean, I've mentally also gone through a lot during this entire period of Sabaat, and I don't, just for that reason, I wouldn't want to do this again.
Okay, but Usman, you realized that when you were going through that, it was the role, it was the character, it was not the actor, because the fans love you. The fans love you to, everything and back. And did some part of you realize आप कह रहे हैं you went through a lot and with the mental health, which unfortunately comes with being such a big star. Did you feel कि नहीं ये मेरे बारे में नहीं कह रहे हैं, ये रोल के बारे में कह रहे हैं, or it wasn't enough for you to feel that?
No, I mean, I was being told, why did you choose such a pathetic role after Anna? And I don't think it was a pathetic role. It was a very different role. But I feel like हम लोगों को experiment पसंद नहीं है. I mean, I was being offered a lot of roles that were similar to Altamash, but I didn't want to do that because I'm an actor. I don't want to cash in on something that got hit. I want to experiment. I want to do different kind of characters. So that's why I did Dr. Haris, and also because of the positive message that so many positive messages that it had.
Very good.
But somehow our audiences take this too personally, and they, एक तो वही, like I said, the beginning where the audience kept asking. And I feel like after Anna, your audiences had probably built up like a lot of expectation. And वो जब जो है मेरे ख्याल से एक्सपेक्टेशन जो है वो उन्होंने देखा कि पहले तो आया नहीं, फिर जब आया तो क्या रोल था. And I feel like we don't wait. हम लोगों को एक वो होता है कि let's make an issue out of something. We have to, otherwise internet pe koi aur bazi le jayega, you know, somebody else will break some news first. So we love to kind of create some sizzling hot news bite that people will share and people will, you know. तो वो मुझे लगता है उस हिसाब में हम लोगों में पेशेंस कम हो गया है. हम लोगों को अगर ड्रामे की एंडिंग पता है तो फिर आप क्यों देख रहे हैं ड्रामा? You know, you learn things about characters, a story that unfolds with each episode. But I feel like लोगों ने इसमें बहुत चीजें assume की और बहुत जगह पे लोग गलत भी साबित हुए. So I feel like वो जो journey थी where the fans, yes, I mean fans had a lot of constructive criticism about Dr. Harris, and I absolutely love constructive criticism और मैं बहुत agree करता हूँ काफी चीजों से. But जो personal,
for example, what
I
was
mean,
the criticism?
the fact that they couldn't see more of a chemistry between Miral and Harris, because it wasn't your typical love story between Miral and Harris. It was a very different kind of story, a different kind of dynamic. But because we are kind of used to watching the typical rom-com वो with your protagonists, आपको जरा शायद आदत हो गई है वो देखने की, तो वो थोड़ा सा offbeat एक चीज आई है, तो वो audiences didn't enjoy, I feel. And that I agree, because you know मैं भी होता अगर उस जगह पे, if I wanted to see a drama और मैं देखता इस वजह से, and you know उसकी जगह मुझे नहीं देखने को मिलती वो चीज, तो मुझे भी शायद गुस्सा आता. So I agree with that. Uske, I mean, but again, like coming back to the point where I was constantly getting messaged, you have disappointed us and this and that, and I was like, you know, maybe I've done something wrong, man. Like maybe I've disappointed all the fans. You know?
Did you question the script? Did you question your reason for taking it up? Did you think कि मुझे डायरेक्टर से राइटर से थोड़ी बात करनी चाहिए थी? Like people were saying कि डॉक्टर हारिस का कैरेक्टर डेवलप नहीं हुआ ज्यादा. We want to see more of him, but so do you think that would have added to the chemistry?
I actually, the first time I got Dr. Harris, I didn't take it. I've actually said that previously as well. I didn't. I wasn't really sure about Dr. Harris, so I didn't take it. But then I was approached again, and you know, मुझे दोबारा बोला गया कि do it, and I was like, you know, maybe there's something that I'm not seeing, because I'm not very good at picking, you know, dramas and scripts, because I don't understand this kind of genre. Like I personally I'm not a fan of this kind of. So that's why when people say, will you ever direct?
Why did you do
it? Because I feel like this was a better script than most scripts that I was being offered, you know. And for me, it's more about content and what messages are going out and all of that than, you know. So that's one of the reasons why I picked Sabaat.
It's interesting you say that, because I'm going to jump to another question I was going to say later. Dr. Harris is in the role of a conciliatory husband. And अगर if you throw your mind back, अगर आपने हमसफर देखा है और आपने जिंदगी गुजार देखा और आपने फवाद खान के iconic roles देखे हैं with Zaroon and with Ashar, the roles were completely, the dynamics were different. And yahan Dr. Harris is willing to give up his job. He's willing to take a lot of flack from Miral. Did that sort of, because that resonates now with आजकल के लोग, वो क्या आपके लिए थोड़ा सा वो pull factor था कि आपने कहा कि it's different? Did that play on your mind at all?
No, I really felt like Dr. Harris was a really positive guy, and I just wanted to do you know, I wanted to do a character that was positive, because we keep seeing these semi-gray characters all the time. You know, आजकल ड्रामों में आपको ज्यादातर ग्रे कैरेक्टर्स मिलते हैं. इवन अल्तमश, जितनी you know, जितना problematic अल्तमश था, I don't think हारिस था, you know. And but वो हम लोगों को अच्छा लगता है, you know, which is not. So I wanted to do something that a character that was more positive and you know, completely different from Altamash. And that's also one of the reasons why I picked Dr. Harris, because he was such a, like, you know, like you would see him and you would see positivity, you know. And that was the reason.
That was but going back to my initial question कि क्या आप समझते हैं कि अगर आप डायरेक्टर से और राइटर से बात, do you have that much creative freedom कि आप उनसे बात करें कि मेरा ये रोल है, इसमें ये क्यों नहीं आया या इसको हम थोड़ा सा ऐसे चेंज कर सकते हैं? Do you think of?
I don't do that. I don't feel that is my job to do.
Okay.
I'm given a role.
Yeah.
मुझे ये वाली चीजें मुझे वैसे ही नहीं अच्छी लगती because I don't want any kind of special treatment on set. So I don't really do that. I mean I've given a script, मुझे नहीं पसंद मैं नहीं करूँ.
Okay.
But I have no right to go just because कि मैं ये actor हूँ, मैं डायरेक्टर को बोलूँ जी मुझे रखना है तो इसको चेंज करें नहीं. I'm not going to do that.
It's not about मुझे रखना है कि नहीं रखना, but it's just
otherwise, you know, see, like otherwise I'd say कि नहीं मैं नहीं कर सकता. You know, it's that simple. There are only two ways, right? Either I say I'm not going to do it, or I'll say I'll do it and I'll give in to you. You're the director and I'll give in to you and I'll do whatever you ask me to do.
okay.
For me as a director as well, I know कि कितना annoying होता है जब आपका एक vision होता है और एक actor आपके पास आता है और वो कहता है कि नहीं नहीं मैं ये करना चाहता हूँ. Yes, we always had a debate. We always had a healthy, you know, वो debate about things, and we discussed so many things, and especially the therapist-patient thing. We had a lot of discussions over it. So yeah, I mean, उस तरह होता है, but I wouldn't really go and ask them to change this or this that.
Okay, so that I two questions. आपने कहा कि people were messaging you. You realize that I'm going to put you now in the position of a fan. ठीक है, आप you love Superman and Spider-Man. I think I remember हमने आपके साथ. So
Superman, not Spider-Man.
आपने poster देखा Superman आ रही है. Okay, now the poster has Superman on it. You expect to watch a lot of Superman inside the movie when you are there. जब हमने OST देखा और जब हमने teaser, there's one teaser, I think it's the fourth teaser, जिसमें it's all about Dr. Harris and Mirad. The OST as well, you are there throughout. Dr. Harris is there again and again and again. Up fans, as it is, they love you, which I don't know. Did you realize how much they loved you when you watched this?
I do. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I thought that maybe I messed up, because so many people were messaging me that you've disappointed us. So I actually felt like I've kind of let them down in a way, you know.
So my question was कि जब लोग ये देखते हैं, so then they expect to see a lot of Dr. Harris. चलो वो देर से भी आए, फिर screen time कम हो गया, फिर he was put on the side because, like you said, he was not the main character. So do you think that the fans were justified in feeling
No, absolutely. I never said he wasn't the main character. That's not something that I was always pitched that Dr. Harris is the most important part of the drama and the script, and he is somebody who's going to, you know, kind of connect a lot of things. He is going to be there for morale, and he's a very integral part of the storyline. That's how I was pitched the story. So I mean, it wasn't he wasn't the main. Yes, he came a little later. I completely understand your question. काफी फिल्मों में होता है ये कि ट्रेलर में काफी देख रहे होते हैं लेकिन असल में वो थोड़ा कम होता है. I mean that happens. I know इसमें थोड़ा ज्यादा हुआ, and fans kind of got a little उनको they built their expectation up. But again, like I've said this before, I was just part of a narrative. I was part of a story that was unfolding, and I was, you know, I feel no character is bigger than the story. So you really need to let the story unfold, and the characters are just a part of it. I don't think, you know, you should watch the story as it is. You shouldn't watch selective characters कि बस मैंने इसका part देखना और उसके बाद, you know. तो मुझे हमेशा ये लगता है कि I'm part of a narrative, you know. My character is part of a narrative, and it's going to unfold as the story unfolds, you know.
So I love what you said right now, Usman, and I've heard you saying that before, and which is why जब आपने ये कहा कि शायद मैं ये script नहीं करूं फिर से, I was a bit disappointed because
that was purely because of two reasons. One, my mental sanity. I mean, for a lot of people, it's just के वो social media पे जाके लिया. But for me, I went through a lot during Sabaat. So one, that, and secondly, just because the fact that I thought like I let my fans down, to these two reasons. So I mean, I wouldn't really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel that you set the bar for other people, for other stars who are making it big, लेकिन वो ये नहीं देखेंगे if Usman Mukhtar has done it, they can do it too. कि जरूरी नहीं है that you are there 24/7 on the screen, but you are part of the narrative, and that's a beautiful thing you've said. And I hope that
it is absolutely, but I honestly feel like our audience is not ready for that, and I'm the prime example for that. I don't think I did it with that mindset, but I don't think our audiences are ready for something like that.
Well, there's always a breakthrough role, so maybe this was it.
I hope so. I hope this kind of work, but I don't think. You know why? Because till the last episode, I was getting a lot of hate messages, a lot of messages that were like, you've disappointed us. बल्कि एक मेरा वो viral भी किसी ने कर दिया. This question answer session I did, somebody said your role is really boring and ये वो. So I said कि आइंदा बाद फिर मैं कोई लकी रानी सर्कस में मौत के कुएं में मोटरसाइकिल चलाने, उसको भी इतना नेगेटिवली लोगों ने लिया कि who are you to say that, you should take criticism, and that was just a joke. मतलब if you're not going to wait around till the last episode and you're going to make your your opinion, you form your opinion, then I have I'm free to say what I feel. तो वो जो था वो भी हो गया. So till the last episode I got a lot of कि oh you and I heard a lot of people saying this, that flat actor. I don't unnecessarily try to be animated. That's for theater, that's not for, I don't feel that's for television. तो मुझे ये भी बहुत सुनने को मिला, मुझे बहुत चीजें इस तरह की सुनने को मिली. And then last episode came and I'm surprised how everybody's opinion changed. So it takes us that entire like span of like 2-3 months where you were just constantly saying this, and then एकदम से. So हमारी audience जो है ना वो forgive नहीं करती है. वो एक सेकंड में आपको सर पे उठा लेगी, एक सेकंड में आपको वो तो इस वजह से आई डोंट थिंक हमारी ऑडियंस अभी रेडी है इस तरह की चीज के लिए. आई पर्सनली डोंट थिंक. आई होप कि ब्रेक थ्रू हो, लेकिन आई मीन chances are very very thin.
I think so. I think that especially after the last episode. So now अब क्या दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है कि अच्छा, at least now you should have waited for the last episode. Do you feel like telling your fans and the audience and everyone that?
I don't. I just want to say कि ये एक generally एक बात है कि हम बहुत जल्दी conclusions पे पहुंच जाते हैं, हम बहुत जल्दी assume कर लेते हैं चीजें, और ये बहुत टॉक्सिक एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट करता है. तो आई फील लाइक हम लोगों को जनरली, इट्स नॉट रिलेटेड टू दिस, इससे बड़ी चीजों पे हम लोग बहुत जल्दी कंक्लूजन्स पे पहुंच जाते हैं. तो आई फील हम लोगों को थोड़ा सा हमें सोचना चाहिए, थोड़ा सा हमें टाइम देना चाहिए चीजों को बिफोर फॉर्मिंग एन ओपिनियन अबाउट समथिंग.
Okay, your general message to. अब मुझे थोड़ा सा ये बताएं, going back something a little lighter. जब लास्ट एपिसोड स्क्रीन हो रहा था, were you checking your phone? Were you like completely zoned out कि मैं कुछ नहीं चेक करूंगा, कुछ नहीं?
I wasn't.
Message that you received.
I actually wasn't feeling well then. Fun fact, my symptoms of COVID had started then.
Okay.
So I had a fever, so I was in bed, and I honestly I didn't have the heart to watch the episode because I like ये भी देखूंगा, इस पे भी लोगों को नहीं खुश. So I was like, but it was after that, I think a couple of hours later, my friends started messaging me, or people love Dr. Harris, and messages, and I so many messages I received on Instagram and Facebook and emails that we love Dr. Harris, और ये वो. So I was really surprised. I'm like, how did this, like, how can one episode change? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, but you realize that we all had a tear. मतलब हम सब ही रो रहे थे उस वक्त जब वो आखिरी जो सीन शूट हुआ है ना. It was beautifully done. लेकिन मुझे ये बताएं कि उसका थोड़ा सा planning, tell us a little bit something interesting in that last scene जब shooting हुई थी तो.
I mean, me and Sarah, actually we were supposed to shoot somewhere else, and then Shahzad bhai was also looking for nice places to do this scene. This was a walk scene, so I had actually shot my short film in this park bench.
अच्छा. I'm going to come to that later.
I told Shahzad bhai, I said, Shahzad bhai, that's a really nice park if you want to see it. So Shahzad bhai ne dekha it, like, yeah, this is great. So me, Sarah, a couple of production guys with a small camera, we went there and we shot. I mean, I generally have a personality. I joke around a lot behind the scenes. So I was constantly making Sarah laugh and I was joking around and cracking jokes. So it's generally a little difficult, even if you ask Nemil or anybody else who I've done these scenes with. I am a completely different person behind the scenes. So I'm always cracking jokes, and it gets really difficult for some actors to kind of do these, romantic scenes. और मेरे लिए भी थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होता है. तो वो थोड़ा था कि हम लोग पीछे बहुत हंस रहे थे. फिर वो जब शहजाद भी एक्शन कहते थे, तो it was a little more difficult for her to kind of concentrate.
I think जो उन्होंने पुराने scenes background में add करे, that also added, but beautiful done. और उसमें एक special glow भी आई हुई थी उस scene में. आप लोगों ने lighting के साथ कुछ किया था या वो lighting थी उस time पे?
That was just the sun was trying to set, so वो मेरे ख्याल से उस वजह से थोड़ा सा.
Yeah, well, anyway, hats off to you. And I think जो आपको phone calls या messages आ रहे थे, तो वो scene और जब आप उनको जूते पहना रहे थे मीराल को hospital में, तो how close is Usman Mukhtar to Dr. Haris?
I don't think I'm that close to Dr. Haris. Dr. Haris is too good of a guy. I feel like Dr. Haris
a lot of young girls.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people used to ask me how close are you to Altamash. I said no, not really. And how close are you to Haris? I'm like, not really, like these. But Dr. Haris jo hai, wo, I personally, I just feel like he's such a nice guy. I don't think people like him would kind of survive in the real world.
Yeah, he got lucky, huh?
Yeah.
So give me अब आपने इतना the negativity on social media, tell me कि आपको सबसे best message कौन सा मिला था सबात के लिए towards the end, या something that made you feel maybe it was worth it.
Somebody posted this and this really made me tear up, because I was like, yeah, people don't really like Dr. Haris. And then this message came, this girl, she had commented on the post, Dr. Haris ki wo, I just posted a picture of Alvida Haris, and this girl had posted ke, so this girl had posted ke, oh meri ammi आपका ड्रामा देखती हैं और मेरी अम्मी कहती हैं ये बच्चा हर ड्रामे में अपने आप से प्यार करवा लेता है, तो जीते रहो या कुछ. And that just really made my day, because it's just really sweet.
Yeah, and also it came from another generation also.
Yeah.
Very quickly, मुझे ये बताएं, why would somebody like Dr. Haris fall for Miral and vice versa? Why? हम सब उसको देख रहे हैं, हम कह रहे हैं कितनी बदतमीज है, she's so rude, और क्यों? क्या आपको नजर आया डॉक्टर हारिस को उसके अंदर?
I feel Dr. Haris kind of saw, for me, as an actor and the way I was perceiving the character, I feel like he saw this girl he could probably fix, not by what his profession is, but just by being there for her, and just by his positivity. That's what I felt like. That's probably what he saw, and he fell for.
Because he was so positive, उनको अंदर की मिराल नजर आ रही थी जो हमें किसी को नहीं नजर आ रही, शायद मिराल को भी नहीं नजर आई till the final episode.
Yeah.
True. अच्छा, हर चीज तो कर दी, लेकिन घर दामाद क्यों नहीं बने?
I think there are few rules that Haris had. I feel like कुछ चीजें वो कभी भी ना करता, and that was one of those things that he would never do. And I think deep down inside he knew that if he does that, his self-worth is probably going to go away, and वो करना नहीं चाहता था, because the only thing that he has in this world is like his his self-respect, and I don't think he was willing to give that up.
तो घर दामाद बनने से सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट कम हो जाती है?
नहीं, I don't think होती है, but हम लोगों का जो माशरा है, our society, वो इस चीज को वो करती है आपके साथ। ये आप शायद आपके शायद completely different principles हो, लेकिन the society works in a very different way, and I think that's one of the reasons why Haris probably didn't want to
do it. Okay, so very quickly I'm going to give you some scenarios और आप जल्दी जल्दी जवाब दे सकते हैं उसका. If Miral didn't have the accident, where would Dr. Haris be?
He would still try to figure out how to fix Miral.
Okay, because he doesn't give up, huh?
Yeah.
What did he think of her planning and scheming about Inaya and Hassan?
I don't think he liked it. I personally, that was one question that I had as well, that why don't we show like a couple of scenes where he goes up to Miral and say like, this is not, this is not something that I expect you to do. But again, you would know what Miral's answer would be. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. What does he really think of Miral's dad?
I really don't think that Haris has seen Miral's dad at his worst. I don't think Haris has seen that. Audiences have, but I don't think Haris has. So I don't think Haris thinks really badly of him.
Yeah. He hasn't seen the worst. वो जरा थोड़ा अभी दामाद का और father-in-law का थोड़ा distance रहा है. Is he still seeing female patients?
But I don't know. I don't think. I see, that was also one of my concerns, because they had. I felt like they should have shown more of like older people. Men. He should have been like. I feel like Dr. Haris sees everybody. I don't think like he. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Haris differentiates between a female or a male. For him, they're his patients, and for him, he wants to fix them. So,
I have to say that you really nailed that characteristic of his, that he was a very non-judgmental human being.
Yeah.
And that in itself is a characteristic जो हमारे आदमियों में मुश्किल से आती है. So it's great that वो आपने portray किया, and because it was so low key, because ऐसे लोग low key ही होते हैं, तो शायद इसलिए लोग आपसे कह रहे हो कि बड़ा flat role था, which is not true at all, I think. What is the one thing he loves about Miral and the one thing he wants to change, for sure?
The one thing he loves about Miral would probably be her honesty. जितनी वो honest और मुंह फट मिराल थी, और जिस तरीके से she would put him in his place, or anybody, that was something that I think that's something. I feel like, the first scene between Miral and Haris, where she goes like, क्या आपके पैसे कमाने का ये अच्छा तरीका है, यहाँ पे बैठ के, she says something like this to Haris. I feel that was the moment where Haris kind of fell for her, because he saw, I've never seen a girl sit here, or anybody, like any patient, come here, sit here and tell me that my job is not, it's just a means of making money, So I feel her honesty is something that would probably kind of Haris would like that. One thing that he would like to change is also the fact that she's too outspoken, वो बहुत कोई rude भी हो जाती है. So I feel that's something that maybe Haris would. I don't think Haris would want her to change anything about it.
Oh wow, Haris is really in love with, but that's also a very beautiful thing because हम जब
I
किसी
feel
की
like
शादी
Haris is one of those characters who believes in giving everybody their freedom, and he feel like this is, it's not his job to morally police somebody or correct somebody कि आप ये ठीक, you know, I don't think he thinks कि she's capable.
Yeah, and that is another message that we are giving कि औरतों को और आदमियों को when they become husbands and wives तो हमें change नहीं करना होता लोगों को.
बिल्कुल.
So that
अगर आपने change करना है, then why did you fall for the person in the first place if you wanted them to change, you know?
yeah.
So I feel, yeah.
Yeah. When Miral has an outburst, does he practice yoga or meditation to get over it? Because he's very calm. There's this calmness about him.
Haris, I feel like Haris is the kind of person who probably wouldn't do yoga or meditation. He would just go out for a drive.
Yeah.
Listen to music and then
calm down.
Yeah.
Who does he feel most sorry for? Anaya, Hassan, or his mother-in-law?
I don't think he knows what's going on between the mother-in-law and the father. I don't think he's actually seen that. I don't think he knows what's going on between Anaya and Wo. But because he's in so many scenes seen what Hassan's going through, so I feel like he'd probably feel bad for Hassan.
Yeah, would be good. I think कि अगर वो उनको therapy कर देते थोड़ी उनकी, it would have been. I would have liked to see that.
Yeah, I feel like there could have been more scenes between Haris and Hassan, and you know.
Yeah, exactly. So especially now that you look at it from a director's point of view, तो आपको शायद थोड़ा ये feel होता होगा. Although you work with the same director for Anna and for Sabaat, and one reason for choosing Sabaat was the director. So that's also something. मुझे और आपने ये कहा है. एक छोटा सा सवाल जो हमारी जहन में था. I'm sorry, I'm bringing it up again, which was about the therapist part. Do you feel, again, I know आपने कहा है it's not in your place to discuss the script, आप लेंगे या आप नहीं लेंगे, लेकिन क्योंकि onus आपके ऊपर पड़ता है और आप वो therapist का role कर रहे थे, do you feel कि next time round there will be some learning from you? कि ये अगर मैं ये कैरेक्टर कर रहा हूँ, I'll give you an example. जैसे आजकल सराब चल रहा है, I don't know if you watched it, and बिखरे मोती. सराब में Sonia Hussain is playing a girl who has schizophrenia. Now the writer Edison Saab, he's done a beautiful job. He has researched and he is picking up things, you know, signs and symptoms और क्या करना चाहिए लोगों को. Do you feel कि थोड़ा सा हमें therapist and पेशेंट की रिलेशनशिप के ऊपर रिसर्च करके ये सीन्स दिखाने चाहिए थे when he falls?
Absolutely, I feel absolutely ये होना चाहिए. और अगर कल को मुझे दोबारा अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है इस तरह कुछ करने की, I'm not going to do it until the director gives me some time to spend with a therapist or somebody. I actually did meet a therapist for this role, and I took some pointers, but clearly those weren't enough. But yes, I mean, absolutely, there has to be research done on this, mental health and everything, and absolutely. And this has actually made me realize that if I'm going to ever take up a role like this again, I'm going to do my own research. जितनी मैं कर सकता हूँ.
I loved watching your Instagram feed last night. उसमें आपने बड़ी मजे की चीजें डाली हुई थी. आपने selfie भी डाली थी with the Sabaat team, and so despite all the negativity and the backlash जो आपने face किया, full marks to you and kudos to you for going on and posting. And आपने ये भी लिखा है कि आप अपने आप को, you don't try to pretend to be someone else on social media. You are who you are, and thank you for doing that, because that is what your fans connect with, I think. क्या मेरा सवाल था? मेरा सवाल है बेंच के ऊपर. Okay, so is there something else you want to say about Sabaat, or can we just quickly do?
I mean, I just like to say to everybody, the fans who've seen Sabaat, who've made Sabaat what it is, to the director, to the actors. I mean, thank you so much for doing Sabaat and making it what it is. I mean, it's amazing how Sabaat just became like this. You know, everybody was talking about it. Itna, I remember Ana mein bhi nahi hua tha ki oh, last episode. So I mean, yeah, Sabaat, thank you to everybody who kind of were part of making Sabaat.
Thank you for giving us Sabaat, and thank you for giving us Dr. Haris, and thank you for showing us that आदमियों को, husbands को हमेशा assertive होने की जरूरत नहीं है अपनी बात मनवाने के लिए. You can do it प्यार से भी and patience से भी. Though yes, Dr. Haris has phenomenal patience. Going back to, मैं कल आपका ट्रेलर देख रही थी बेंच का, और मैंने पहले भी देखा था, लेकिन अब मैं देख रही थी कि वो कांस फिल्म फेस्टिवल पे it has been screened, and what a fantastic moment that must have been. तो आप यहीं थे, because I think recently screen हुई है. You were not there?
No, actually, Pakistanis can't enter Europe without
yes,
the.
Yeah, I'm in Europe.
Yeah. So you can't enter because of COVID. So we couldn't go.
Ji, okay. So but how was the reception? How did it go? आपको कुछ पता चला उसके बारे में? You must have felt.
We got some videos from the team, and they sent us the videos of Bench being screened. So I mean, we're really happy. Obviously, it's a great feeling that the Bench has made it to these different festivals, and it just feels amazing. I mean, again, like when we were shooting Bench, we had no idea that it's going to be selected to all of these festivals and stuff. So I mean, yeah.
Great. तो थोड़ा सा उसके बारे में बताएंगे, and when can we see it in Pakistan? Because मैं देख रही थी that it will be screened in Pakistan soon. And how long is it?
It will be actually. It's done its rounds at the festival. My plan was to screen the film first and then put it up on YouTube. But now that I've gotten sick, and I mean, I hope if once I recover, because the COVID season is also here. So I don't really want to do a screening where I'm putting people's health at risk. So maybe, hopefully, in Jan. I also have a project coming up that we start filming for, inshallah, in December. So December, Jan, we're shooting for that, and then I think as soon as that's done, then we screen Bench, and then we put it.
Great, because I'm really looking forward. मुझे ये बताएं कि आजकल वेब सीरीज बहुत आ रही हैं, and बहुत अच्छी क्वालिटी की आ रही हैं, and Z5 is coming up. So any thoughts on that? आपने कोई देखी है recent web series? I've been watching a few, and
I saw. I've only seen Churels. There's no other series that abhi tak. I don't think any other series has come out. But yeah, I mean, it's great. It's amazing that we are making that kind of content, and we have a platform for that kind of content. So it's great. I really love the direction of Churels.
Yeah, the direction was superb, and short films भी आ रही हैं. So Bench का जैसे आप करेंगे YouTube पे, तो C Prime is one platform I've been watching, and they are coming up with some very good short films. So
we're actually still looking for different platforms for Bench. Abhi tak we haven't really finalized anything. We are talking to a few, but the only problem is a lot of our Pakistani platforms, some of them don't have enough viewership because अभी भी वो एक development phase में है, और उसमें ये होता है कि फिर if I put the film up over there, then everybody cannot watch it.
Exactly.
तो वो मुझे थोड़ा सा होता है कि यार, if I'm going to put something up, I want everybody to watch it. I don't want.
जी.
So we're trying to figure out. So let's see.
Okay, so great. क्या मेरा सवाल था in the end? आपने मुझसे अभी कहा था कि January में आपका project है, and a little bit about the storyline of Bench, क्योंकि trailer में मुझे लग रहा था it is about a young couple.
जी.
And थोड़ा सा उनके बारे में, would you like to just tell us? I mean, why would I want to go and watch Bench?
I mean, Bench is the kind of film I feel like it starts off with you just looking at the film, and then you just you don't want to move your eye. Like you just want to watch, because it's just it's a simple story. It's a dialogue, and it just kind of, it just makes you want to watch it. And, there's nothing extraordinary about the film. It's very, very simple. It's a very, very simple story.
And you're not giving anything away.
I can't because वो है ही 12 minute की total
12
film.
minute
So
yeah,
if I give it away, then people probably won't want to watch it.
Yeah, कि ये तो बता दिया, अब क्या देखना.
Yeah.
और जनवरी में आप क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या प्लान है आपका?
December, Jan में I'm if hopefully I mean there's no complications in Corona. I start shooting for the film in December, and it's a film we shoot December and Jan, and it's a secret project, but it's very cool. Once people find out, they'll be really excited. So yeah.
Great. Looking forward. Usman, thank you so much for being with us. I hope that you feel better soon. And
thank you
बहुत दुआओं के साथ. And we are so happy you did Dr. Harris, and we are so sad that you had to face that backlash. But
no. Thank you so much.
Because your fans love you, and they want to hear you.
Means so much. Thank you.
शुक्रिया बहुत बहुत आपका. And
जिंदगी पहेली है, जिंदगी फसाना है.